Silhouetted against the backdrop of the Indian Ocean, this is a coastline renowned for destroying ships. The entrance to this unknown kingdom lies through the rusted pipes and decking of a replica 1920 steamer that landed on these rocky shores many years ago. It is also home to Ushaka SeaWorld, Africa's largest marine theme park, and is one of the 5 biggest aquariums in the world, where almost 1/6 of the marine species known to science can be found. With 32 tanks holding an incredible 4.6 million gallons of water, and 1,500 feet of themed viewing tanks, 7 massive aquarium tanks, and 25 smaller marine exhibits, Ushaka is an underwater paradise, offering an enchanting invitation to come and explore the secrets of ocean life. This is a journey to the bottom of the sea, to Davy Jones's locker, where an alien world awaits. Beneath the surface of the ocean, an entirely different life exists, hidden by fathoms of water. And within the depths of the wreck, the mysteries of the deep are about to unfold into a magical, watery world filled with creatures from the sea. Visitors to Ushaka can wander through the maze of the wreck, venturing deeper and deeper, like the intrepid explorers of the past. More than 10,000 marine inhabitants live in this magnificent ecosystem, unaware that behind the scenes there is a vast and highly complex life support system. The water here is carefully monitored, as it is pumped into the tanks through sand to clean it, at a rate of 200,000 gallons an hour. Without this technology, the animals here would not be able to survive. Moray eels are sinuous predators with adjustable jaws. It lurks in the rock cavities, waiting for its fishy prey to swim past. The spotted snake eel moves easily through the water, keeping a safe distance from its larger cousins, the giant moray, the peppered and the honeycomb moray, as they skulk amongst the rocks and corals. Very little escapes these beautifully camouflaged hunters with their needle-sharp teeth and powerful jaws. Deep in the bowels of the ship lies the captain's cabin. But other creatures have taken up residence. The garish but beautiful Indian and clear-fin lionfish have made their homes here. Decorated with sharp spines and bright colors, these animals project their warnings to other predators. We are poisonous. Eat us at your peril. Red is for danger. Within the ship, progresses further through different ocean levels. Moving away from the corals exhibit, there are tanks filled with rays, bigger fish species, and of course, the sharks. There is an ever-increasing feeling of excitement as the tour through the ship leads deeper and further into the ocean depths, through the shadowy levels of the ship. The Open Ocean exhibit is suitably mysterious when viewed through the misty glass portholes deep within the ship. The animals found in this tank are pelagic, which means that they live deep in the depths of the open ocean. Here, there are particular species, like the giant kingfish. They are generally very agile and fast swimmers, capable of traveling long distances. The marine pelagic environment is the largest aquatic habitat on Earth. The coastline of South Africa is particularly rich, and the marine pelagic zone here supports many different species, like the sleek barracuda, sometimes known as the tiger of the sea. The barracuda is built to hunt in the ocean. But there are hundreds of varieties of fish, ranging from the kingfish to tuna, queen mackerel, cobia, A diver feeds this long-tailed stingray by hand. This is target feeding, where each separate animal is identified and offered food. This allows the aquarium keepers to understand accurately the diets and feeding habits of each animal in the tank. They share their tank with the kingfish, giant trevally, a member of the same family as the threadfin jack, also found in this region of the ocean. Rays are bottom feeders in the ocean, and in the managed environment of a tank in an aquarium, they may sometimes lose out during feeding time to the faster fish living in the tank. Rays eat a variety of fishy dishes in the wild, and here at the aquarium, they're offered the same delicacies they might find in the open ocean. There are many species sharing this tank, but the most magical of all are the eagle rays. Three species of eagle rays occur in South African waters. Their enormous wing-like pectoral fins enable them to fly through the water, like gigantic aquatic birds of prey. The rays are so agile that they are often seen leaping out of the water to soar into the air, almost as if to live up to their names. The majority of animals at the aquarium are cold-blooded, and because they are in captivity and don't need to hunt, they also do not use as much energy as animals in the wild. Therefore, they do not need to consume as many calories. The beautiful talang queenfish, with its noticeable black spots, is a very fast, voracious predator that feeds on small fish, crabs, and squid living near the bottom of the sea. As the pathway moves ever deeper into the ship, it bypasses ancient artifacts from bygone eras of sailing, like this ancient, corroded communication device. Sound travels 4 times faster in water than in air. But in days gone by, this was all the sailors had when an emergency struck. The tanks down here are darker and deeper, requiring visual adjustment to the gloom. And the shadows take on chilling shapes. Suddenly, some of the most terrifying predators found in the sea are directly in front of the thick glass. almost close enough to touch. But despite their fearsome reputations, the biggest sharks in this tank are among the slower and more docile members of their species. The South African coast is notorious for its sharks. Ushaka houses the largest shark collection in the southern hemisphere. The dusky shark eats anything it can find, including human garbage, although it seems to prefer octopus, squid, and most other delectable fishy dishes. They are not known to be particularly dangerous to humans, but people are certainly hazardous to their health. The ragged-toothed shark is terrifying in appearance. Its jaws lined with razor-sharp, jagged teeth that jut out and are permanently visible, giving it a ferocious look. The shark prefers hunting at night, and it is particularly fond of a tasty ray meal. Their ferocious appearance belie the ragged-toothed shark's peaceful nature. Unless seriously provoked or threatened, they will not exert the energy to attack. The ragged-tooth, dusky, and spinner sharks in this tank all share one specific thing in common. None of them are barrier species. Their home is in the deeper waters of the ocean, and ultimately, they are not known to predate on one another, and they rarely encounter humans, unless they venture into their subterranean world. For this reason, and the fact that they are fed 4 times a week, these sharks do not eat each other, or any of the other fish species that share the tank with them. The gigantic brindle bass is the largest reef-dwelling fish in the world, weighing up to 900 pounds. In the wild, they will often seek the refuge of a wreck to make a home. But there is one slightly less obvious predator in the tank. Gliding slowly along the bottom, the sand shark maintains an unobtrusive existence. Despite its deceptive sluggishness, it is capable of catching and consuming fast-swimming fishes, such as bonitos and small tunas, and is not averse to munching on a fellow shark if it can catch one. As the sharks silently drift through the water, it is easy to admire and enjoy their beauty and power. The safety of thick glass certainly allows for a less frightening encounter with these ancient, evolutionary wonders of the deep. Corroding metal pipes, relics from shipping days gone past, lead the visitor even further down into the belly of the ship. Some of the world's most southerly reefs are found in the shallows of the Indian Ocean, off South Africa's eastern coastline. A strong current flowing down from the north brings warm tropical waters along the shore. And this, combined with ample sunlight, creates the perfect environment for coral reefs to develop and grow. In the aquarium, the artificial environment is maintained with skylights that allow sufficient rays from the sun, and by making use of a mechanical surge to produce currents. Coral reefs rival only rainforests for their biodiversity, and they form one of the most important ecosystems on Earth. Almost 25% of all species in the ocean are dependent upon these reefs for life. And each component of a coral reef is dependent upon and interconnected with countless plants, animals, and other organisms. If any balances in the abundance of one of these species changes, it can drastically affect the health of the reef. But coral reefs also provide a magnificent natural wonder for humans to enjoy. The spectacular colors and incredible animal species attract millions of snorkelers and scuba divers to reefs all over the world. carnivores. Here in South Africa, the reefs are a diverse and unique combination of soft and hard corals, sponges, and tunicates, creating the perfect environment for the millions of tropical fish, like the sturgeons, wrasse, clownfish, butterfly fish, and anemones presented in this tank. Some of the animals have a wonderful and unique way of living together with different species for mutual benefit. Like the clownfish, or Nemo, as it is affectionately known after the popular animation film. Peering into the darker waters of the ocean tanks, the replicated remains of a sunken Spanish galleon, wrecked on this coast in the 1600s, is clearly visible. Deep within the wreck, there is a treasure chest of gold bullion and jewels. But the beautifully colored fish are oblivious to the sunken treasure. They're far more interested in finding their dinner and avoiding becoming a meal for someone else. Moving forward to the next exhibit, the rusted metal of the ship bears testament to the power of the sea and the damage caused by salt water. Each year, A unique wildlife event takes place along the wild coast of South Africa. A massive migration of sardines surges along the coastline every winter, comparable only to the wildebeest migration in East Africa. The small fish migrate from the colder waters of the Cape into the warm subtropical waters of KwaZulu-Natal. They form shoals that can stretch as far as 4 miles long and 1 mile wide. They are clearly visible from the ocean surface. Their appetite for plankton and the cold currents here force the sardines closer to shore and the surface, making them easy targets for hungry predators. When they feel threatened, sardines group together, spinning into one big silvery mass as large as 65 feet across, an instinctual defense mechanism they employ to confuse predators. Dolphins use an interesting technique to force the shoals to form bait balls. It is called bubble netting. Working in close-knit teams, the dolphins circle the sardines from below, blowing bubbles and whistling. The bubbles float up through the water, forming a wall of bubbles that to a terrified sardine looks impenetrable. They crowd closer together, and the dolphins cruise in and finish off the unfortunate fish at their leisure. In here, though, only a green turtle shares the swirling waters with the sardines. But its presence alone is enough to panic the fish into forming their defensive grouping. Here is an ancient sonar device used by ships to check depth levels and search for potential hazards in the water. Perhaps not as efficient as the dolphin, it worked in much the same way, showing sailors where the rocks were. Their tremendous popularity as food, and the ease with which other predators can catch them, means the sardines cannot be placed in any other tanks, where they will instantly be preyed upon. But the old green turtle doesn't seem to have much interest in them. Although green turtles can be carnivorous as juveniles, when they will feed on cuttlefish, their jaws are adapted for a vegetarian diet, and they are content to graze seagrasses and algae. They are perhaps the animal equivalent to human navigators, and migrate over 600 miles to their breeding grounds. For the time being, this tank is peaceful, and the turtle spends its days ignoring the frenzied panic it causes the sardines each time it gets too close. Sardines are the popular food source with people, too. In the days before refrigerators, they were dried, salted, and kept in wooden barrels like these. This helped keep the sailors healthy on their long journeys, where they ran the risk of scurvy if there wasn't enough fresh fruit, vegetables, or protein. From the depths of the ocean and the creaking bowels of the ship, a strange squealing and whistling sound, accentuated by splashing and cheering, echoes through the wreck. The sounds are too interesting to ignore. Heading back up to the surface and the sunlight, there are even more delights to be found in this marine wonderland. No visit to the aquarium is complete immense power and beauty, and are able to adjust their vision so they can see both in the air and under. Dolphins regulate their rate of click production to allow the returning echo to be heard between outgoing clicks. Using this amazing skill, a dolphin can create an acoustic picture of its surroundings and can determine the size, shape, direction of movement, and distance of objects in the water. This allows dolphins to hunt prey without having to actually see it. As the show draws to an end and the light begins to fade, the wind picks up and the clouds roll in. It may be a stormy night, but for all the inhabitants below deck, calm seas, peace and quiet is assured. As the lights go off, one by one, the wreck is plunged into darkness. And there is just the breathless memory of adventures beneath the waves and the knowledge of the incredible life living just beyond Africa's shores.